The Union City Volunteer Fire Department is hiring, looking for a paid full-time firefighter and an EMT.
Paid professionals are becoming the new normal for small volunteer departments, but the increased cost of hiring help is just another blow to the already razor-thin budgets of most departments.
Decades ago, when Larry Obert and Shirley Lafferty began volunteering at the Union City Volunteer Fire Department, the entire town turned out to extinguish a blaze. Now, a handful of people show up.
They would fight to get on the truck. Now, we leave the bay without enough members in the truck.
That decrease in manpower delays response times because volunteers have to be called in from surrounding departments further out in the county.
We should have 10, 12, 14 people at a house fire, and instead of having them there in 5 to 7 minutes, it's maybe 20 minutes. And the fire doesn't seem to want to wait. Once it starts, it's kind of like a racehorse going out of the gate. It's our job to stop it, not for it to wait for us to get ready.
Finding EMTs is even harder. So several years ago, the department started paying staff to cover the region during the day on weekdays. It costs the department thousands of dollars, but even with a paid position, finding help isn't easy.
It's very difficult to offer somebody $13 to $16 range with no benefits to work 9.5 hours a day when they can go flip burgers for the same amount of money.
Undermanned and underfunded, departments are running out of options. Already, they lose money on many ambulance calls, and paying their staff just widens that budget shortfall.
We spend more time trying to raise money than we do fighting fires.
Obert says it's a simple financial equation, and his department can't afford to keep losing money on ambulance calls. They're begging state and local governments to help, because without more money, volunteer departments might not be around much longer.
We really are saving the community money, but we need their support, and we need it in the support of dollars. We can do it a lot cheaper than the professional service that's being brought in. But if we don't get that support, we probably will be out of the EMS service.
And Eva, here's a look at some of the financial problems they face. So every time you take somebody from Union City to the hospital here in Erie, it costs about $250 for the fire department to do that. Medicaid, though, only reimburses $160, so you're left with a $90 deficit on every single Medicaid call. Medicare pays a little bit better, but not enough. Private insurance generally is pretty good, but 70% of people in Union City are either on Medicare, Medicaid, or don't have insurance. Then you figure in equipment, training, gear, insurance, maintenance on buildings and vehicles, and all of a sudden you realize that when you're losing money doing your job and you have to pay for these things, the budget just doesn't shake out.
Question for you. How much longer can Union City maybe keep offering EMT services if it is losing money?
Not much longer. In fact, the president says they're good through the end of this year. After that, it gets real shaky real quick.
Yikes.
Because they're losing money hand over fist.